Got the PRL logo as well. You see how dirty it is? I only had this car for 3 months. What's going on, guys? This is Time FK7 and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very special video for you all. Now this video is going to be the very first performance video. Now I'm quoting performance because it's not really performance boost on this car. It's actually a noise boost. So in this video we're going to be installing a short ram intake on this 2021 Honda Civic Sport Hatch. It's just going to be giving you that whooshing sound. So with that being said, let's go. This is going to be a before sound of the car when I didn't have the short ram air intake. So this is the stock sound. So right here we have the stock air intake. As you can see, it's just this part right here. And then we're gonna go ahead and take this tube off, and then we're gonna replace it with a new one. So basically we're gonna have more air coming into the engine, creating that satisfying whooshing sound. So to get your stock air filter out, there are these screws right here, which you can use just a screwdriver. 1, 2, 3. Right over here below your mass airflow sensor, and then 4 right behind it right here. Okay, so there's 4 screws, and then there are a total of 2 10mm bolts that you'd have to take off. So one of them is right here, right there, and then the other one is way down there, which you're gonna need an extender. So we're gonna go ahead and take it off. So apparently when we were filming, we didn't show the footage of taking this top part off of the intake. So basically, since I already have this box out, there are 4 screws that you need to unscrew, and these just use regular Phillips screwdrivers. So we have one here, one here, one here, and the final one right there. This part is where your mass airflow sensor is going to be, so you're going to unscrew that as well. Once you take all 4 screws out of the way, you can go ahead and open up the air box, which just goes like that. Alright, and then you'll find your old air filter, so you can go ahead and take that off. And what I noticed was when we were taking this off, there is a 10mm all the way down here on the very bottom. So it's best if you take off the top part. That way you have easier access, because this 10mm, when it was still in the car, it was very hard to get to. And then once you take it off, look at the damage that I've done just by pulling it. So you're gonna have to wiggle it around, because there's that piece right here that is hitting the air box, and then pull from the left side. That way you're reducing this side to hit the wall of this, because there is kind of like a barrier. So with that being said, now we can take this little tube off. So you're gonna make sure that it's loosened, and then you're gonna pull straight out. Cool. So now that we have the whole entire assembly off, you can go ahead and install your new short ram intake. we installed the tube, we went ahead and tightened this, and then we can install the bracket. This vehicle has pre-cut holes where you can install the bracket into. So yeah, just make sure that this is fully installed first before connecting it to this tube. So now that we have the short ram intake installed, go ahead and unscrew these because we do need to connect the mass airflow sensor. Connecting it, you're just gonna align it like so, and then you're gonna screw factory screws that it came with. So these are just regular Phillips screws that you're just gonna plop in there, and then put this on and screw it tight. All right, so now it's complete. Make sure that everything is nice and tight. That way there won't be any problems. All right guys, so I basically got the whole intake installed. What you want to do is when you install this clamp, don't do what I did because the screw is facing this way, so it's going to be hard to untighten. What you want to do is when you put your clamp on, this screw will be facing towards you, so you'll have easy access. But here, as you can see, the screw is facing towards me, so that's what you want to have right there. And of course you want to make sure that it's tight. The logo should be facing towards you. And this is the bracket. Unfortunately, we lost the bolt, so I'm gonna have to get like a replacement bolt, but one bolt is good enough. It's a 10 mil, and you do want to make sure that you hook up your mass airflow sensor. And so what I did was I used the factory screws to tighten it, because the screws that came with this PRL one were a bit weird, so I'd just rather use these regular Phillips screws to make things easier. And comparing this to the old one, as you can see, this is obviously the new intake. It is a bit damaged, but that's fine, just as long as there's no holes in it. But this compared to this is a big difference. This intake was restricting the air going into the engine, that's why it's so quiet, whereas this one, it's not restricting as much air, so you're gonna hear that whooshing sound. Also, you will see better gas mileage on this, maybe a mile or a mile and a half better gas mileage. So pretty cool stuff. It's not going to add any horsepower or anything. If you want to add horsepower, you should get a cold air intake. And I just want to show you the old intake again. You see how dirty it is? I only had this car for 3 months, and you can already tell like how restrictive this air filter is. So that's why it's like super quiet. And of course I have the old parts here. Demonstrate now. Anything below 2000 RPM, you won't be able to hear that whooshing sound. So let's go ahead and do that now. So that's what it sounds like with the windows slightly cracked open. And as I said before, you'd have to drive above 2000 RPM and then let go of the throttle so you can hear that sound. So let's try that again with the windows closed now. I really do hope that the microphone picks up the sound because it is quite a nice sound. It's so satisfying, and I'm not gonna get tired of this sound whatsoever. So that's what the short ram intake sounds like on the 2021 Honda Civic Sport Hatch. Alright guys, so that about wraps up this video. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below what you guys think. This is worth installing this short ram intake on the 2021 Honda Civic Sport Hatch. It does make a huge difference in terms of sound because you really do hear that whoosh noise. If ever you want to shop around in LASFIT, if you want the floor mats or even the LED lights that they sell, I do have a discount code. So that's CT FK7, and I will put it down in the description. 10% off all items in LASFIT. That includes all makes and models of different cars, not just for this car. So if you have like a Beamer or an Acura, you can use that code for your vehicle. So again, thank you all for watching. This is Time FK7, and peace out.